everyone, it's Mari. I'm going to be using this sketch from Paige maps that I pinned on Pinterest as my inspiration today. I'm also going to be using this cut file from the Silhouette Design Store, and the papers and ephemera that I'm going to be using today are from the Oh My Heart collection from Pink Paisley and Paige Taylor Evans. This is a gorgeous collection and I had a lot of fun using this today. So you can see that I used that sort of a mid-tone pink as my background for the layout. I really like the subtle pattern on that as a background. It's not sort of not too busy, but it just adds enough interest for a background, and I really love that. And I just really love this paper with the little birds and the flowers on it. It's one of my favorite papers from the collection, and I just loved it as using it with this cut file. I just thought that layering that on top of that pink pattern paper was just sort of like the perfect combination. And I really like how this looks, and I love that sketch. Gosh, it's gorgeous, and it really inspired me today to use some of Paige's beautiful collection. So I'm going to be scrapbooking this photograph of the kids when they were in Cuba. If you've watched the last few videos of mine, I've been working on these engagement photos of Bailey's from about a month ago. And so what I did was I printed it in 4x6 and then I just cut it down. I trimmed it down. The photo in the sketch is actually square, but this one didn't, the dimensions of this one didn't work out to be a square photo. So I wanted to do kind of more of an elongated version of what the sketch did with the photo. And so instead of having some of my layers going horizontally like they were in the sketch, I decided that I would make all of my layers vertical behind the photo, just because the photo does have more of it's taller than it is wide. So of course, then not being a perfect square. So you can see here, I started out thinking about wanting to have that bit of a horizontal line there, but I didn't really like how that looked, and you'll see how that evolves here as I go. Now I have taken my sewing machine and I have sewn with some gold thread around the perimeter of that butterfly cut file. And now I'm just starting to pick some papers from the collection to use for my layers behind the photo. So I really like that deep pink with the hearts on it for right behind the photograph. And then I decided to pick some yellows as well, because that bird paper that's my butterfly has a bunch of different colors that I could bring in from the collection from the other pattern papers. So I really love that. I love how that really busy bird paper has a bunch of different colors that you can just bring in little spots here and there that will really accent and bring those colors out of that patterned paper with the birds on it. So I really like the idea of bringing a circle over to the left, which was indicated in the sketch. But I didn't want two circles just because I didn't want to cover up too much of my bird paper. So I just went with a doily, and then I did a circle punch out of that green colored paper with the chevrons on it. Now, of course, I'm really addicted to this notebook punch. I use it on a lot of my layouts just because I really like how it adds a little bit of detail and texture to the edge of the paper. And I wanted to put that at the top of this photo mat layer just because I really like how that adds that detail to the top. And now I'm just thinking about what else I can use for my layers for behind that photograph. So I end up going into my stash here pretty quick, and I get a piece of vellum with some little gold foil circles or polka dots on it. And I really love using vellum in my layers and my photo mats. I think it just adds a really nice little bit of extra texture. Now what I did was I went into my stash. I just got some white cardstock and I backed my photo on some white card, and I also went into Paige's collection. Oh gosh, I'm going to remember the name of it. It was her first collection. You guys all know which one I'm talking about, not Take Me Away, but the one before that. And I have the 6x6 pad from that collection, and I love how Paige's collections work together. And so I just took that kind of greenish tone paper, pattern paper from the 6x6 pad. I used that in my photo mat here, and I also used it for one of the vertical strips behind the photo mat. And that color actually is one of the colors that's in that bird paper also. Now you did see me giving that tape runner the thumbs down. I love my Tombow tape runner, guys, my repositionable tape runner, but apparently they're not making the refills anymore, which makes me super sad. So when I did the thumbs down there, that was the end of my last refill. So I have ordered another tape runner system that I saw Jennifer McGuire review on her channel recently. And I just thought, okay, well, I will try that one out. If she says that it's good, then I believe it. So I have those on, they're being shipped from Simon Says Stamp right now. So I'm going to use some foam tape here. I just like the idea of lifting up my photograph and just giving it a little bit of lift off the layout. So I put that on the back of my mat for my photo there. And now I'm just going to, before I stick that down, I want to just make sure that I know where I want that doily to be, because it won't fit in behind there once I have that photo mat down with that foam tape behind it. So I'm going to just eyeball that and make sure that I have that photo mat where I want it. I'm basically going to put it right in the middle of those vertical strips. And you saw me at the very beginning of the video measuring sort of where the center of the pattern paper is, or the layout. So I'm just kind of thinking about that and keeping that in mind with regards to where I have my photo, just because of where I want my journaling to go and the other embellishments. I like the idea of my photo being in the center here, and then I'm going to have some embellishing and journaling on sort of like either side of that, on the top and the bottom. So I'm taking some of the die cuts from the Oh My Heart collection. I've got that really pretty little rose gold die cut floral piece there that I'm going to put over top of my doily area. I took this little sticker from the sticker sheet and it says heck yeah, hashtag heck yes on it. Perfect for this layout, right? Because clearly she said yes when he popped the question. And I just put that off to the side on the left. I really like having a little tab sticking out of the edge of my photograph, and I like how that looks. Now I have popped that die cut up on some little foam dots just because I want to bring that up, and I want to put it over top of the photo a little bit, which is also on foam adhesive. So my floral piece is going to be needing a little bit of a lift as well. Now I'm taking the puffy stickers from Oh My Heart, and I'm going to be using several of those around the layout. I love those those puffy stickers. They're so sweet, and I'm just going to add them here and there, just sprinkle them about on the layout here to add a little bit of embellishments. And I really love that little puffy bird. It matches the birds in that pattern paper. I am going to end up putting that up at the top when I do some embellishing up there with the title. Now I'm going to show you this little sticker pack that came with that I purchased with the collection. I'll show it to you a couple different times here during the process, but I love this sticker pack. It's got a lot of really different things in it, including washi strips, and also it has some image or a die cut stickers, and also some alphas at the very back, which I'm going to use on this layout as well. So you can see I just took the black tiles to help me create that title. I'm going to show you those there. The Always You in gold is actually from an older Amy Tangerine collection that I had in my stash, and I just really I like this title. It was Always You, and it just really goes with the journaling that I'm going to do on this layout and the theme of the layout, the photograph obviously being the driving force behind everything that I did here on this layout. So just taking some of the various different pieces from the collection. I think I have virtually the whole collection except for some of the pattern papers. I didn't get every one of the papers. I am sad about that, but anyways, I was purchasing some other things at the time and had to sort of limit myself a little bit. So I'm going to just take a look, like I said, and check out all the different little bits and pieces to the collection and see what else I want to add, so that you can see I've got a little bit of a cluster to draw your attention up where the title is, and then we come down to the photograph and then angle to that cluster to the left of the photo. And now I'm going to put a little bit of journaling down at the bottom. Now the journaling actually ends up being a quote from Emily Bronte. I know you guys know that I'm an English teacher. I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to words. I'm a word nerd, let's face it. That doesn't really necessarily come out in my title work on my layouts, but it definitely comes out in a lot of other facets of my art and my scrapbooking and my life in general. And so the quote that I pick here is, "Whatever our souls are made of, his and mine are the same." And that's an Emily Bronte quote. I'm showing you the little calligraphy pen that I used here from Jet Pens, and I really love this pen. It's got a fairly fine tip, and I just put it on an angle to do my journaling here. I love this photo of the kids. It's perfect. They have found each other after, I always say this about Bailey, she had to date a few frogs to find her prince, and these two were definitely made for each other. They are perfect, a perfect match, and they are crazy about each other, and I love this photo. So this was a lot of fun to scrap. Thanks so much for stopping by today, guys, and I hope you have an amazing day. I hope you get a chance to get crafty today, and I hope I inspired you a little bit today. So thanks so much for stopping by, and I will see you another time. Bye-bye.